Welcome to Docscast. Just over that fight with Dillian Whyte and Moses Itauma. Just like I expected, just like Mick expected. I think really we covered ourselves by saying 5 rounds. Initially I thought earlier on before that 3 rounds. I couldn't believe it's just 1 round. Moses Itauma looked very well, to be fair. He can only do what he's supposed to do, which is go in and fight his own fight. He's strong, he's fast, you can tell it. But Dillian Whyte to me is a wounded animal out there, and I like, he's 37 years of age. I don't know if he even really wanted to be in there, despite what he was saying. But sure, look, they're all going to say they're flying, they're fit, and all that. But I just think it's a bad show. Moses Itauma looked well. He can only do what he's supposed to do, but I still think the opponent wasn't up to scratch. And I don't know, does this help Moses Itauma? As far as, it looked great, but he's not getting around it. He didn't even get around it. I think he might as well have not trained for that. So I just think, yeah, it was poor overall. I mean, for the fan, brilliant from Moses Itauma, because he did look well. I'm not taking anything away from him there, but I don't think he was up against much, to be honest. And that's unfortunately it's boxing, obviously, and I like Dillian Whyte, I feel sorry for him, but it's over. Like, I mean, it's with Moses Itauma's style, he's just set up for Dillian Whyte, you know, to give him, I think, a bad enough beating, and he did. So that's what I thought of it so far, and something will come to my mind. But I'll just see what Mick, what do you think?
Yeah, same as that, Paul. I just think that as I said in the previous podcast that we did, you know, Dillian Whyte can be cumbersome. You know, his feet are bad, but not only that, his jab looked very slow. He was tucking up at the punches that were coming back to him, so he just didn't look like a confident fighter in there tonight. And you have to remember, Dillian Whyte, like, if we're going to be real and honest about it, he's had 2 fights in 3 years. You know, so his inactivity is serious. And 2 journeymen. You know, like, he's years past his best. Now, Moses Itauma did what he's supposed to do. But, you know, it still doesn't beat him, it still doesn't make him a world beater just yet for me.
No.
Yes, he looks super impressive, there's no question about it. I would like to see him fighting someone like Caballero to see where he's at. But the hype train is going to go into overdrive, like what we said. It's going to go berserk. They're going to be calling for Usyk. And they'll drag it out as well with Usyk. And they'll put big money in front of him. They'll drag it out to try and get him as old as they can get him to walk into that ring, you know?
Yeah. I actually felt bad. I actually felt worried for Dillian Whyte there. There's a part of me that feels that it's not a mismatch. I don't want to say, because Dillian Whyte's career goes before anything I say. What I mean is that he was a great fighter. He plenty of fight. I just think he's way past it. He was way past it 3 years ago. Look, he fought Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury pushed him, and he basically, after hitting him, he pushed him and he fell. Like, that was 3 years ago. And now I'm sure he feels good. I'm sure he was training. Maybe he felt good. But I just think that was like, you're just throwing out a wounded animal to this young and up and coming, like, brilliant fighter.
Yeah.
But they'd be delighted now, because it just feels like it was just, you know, make embarrassment of this fella now, because you're too good for him, you're too strong for him, and you'll get, you know, you'll have his name on your card.
It's like what I said, Paul. You can look aesthetically great, but the engine can be creaking, you know. And it was definitely creaking tonight for Dillian Whyte. You know, look, taking nothing away from Itauma, neither are you, Paul.
No.
He's a fantastic talent, no question about it. But I don't think he was up against it there tonight by any means.
But this is the thing, we're not. I want to see the best fighters prevail, because that's what is deserving. I'm just saying, I don't want to hear shite for the next 6 months. Moses Itauma this, Moses Itauma that. Yeah, he deserves maybe credit to a certain degree, but I'm going to be going out and listening to the lads now on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday about Moses Itauma as if there's no beating him. Like, there's no beating him. But there is beating. I think Caballero is a good fight for him. I'm not saying Caballero will be beaten, but I'm saying he'd be a good fight for him. used to compete. I know this moment in time used to compete, but it'll be highly, as we said the other day, before that fight ever happened, and he could be aged out. But very strong man, very quick for a heavyweight. I just want to see how good he is tested if he comes up against someone. I don't know if there's too many fighters on the slide now. It seems like that's not going to.
Yeah, you see,
like,
I imagine what's going to happen is that, like, and I seen Andy Lee being interviewed on this subject, and he said that he can't see Alexander Usyk fighting Parker. He just can't see it at all. He said he actually gave percentages. He said 85% that he won't fight Parker. So that means that Parker will more than likely be the next fight for Moses Itauma. So look, that will be a much more competitive fight. As I said in previous podcasts, it's an awful pity that Joseph Parker is now inactive. You know, he was showing his best form when he was fighting, you know. These heavyweight fighters are not getting enough fights. You know, the young lads are when they're coming up, and the prospects are, but the Cabayels and the Parkers and the Okolis and Bacolis, and they're just not getting enough action, you know. They need to get more fights. We need to see more heavyweight fights. There's loads of them calling out for it. But yeah, look, he did what he had to do against a very, very worn and torn looking Dillian Whyte.
Yeah.
He didn't look good at all.
No.
Like when he came out straight away, his first jab, it just didn't look good, you know.
Listen, he didn't even move the feet. He was just stationary.
Yeah.
So you're talking about he's a powerful man. We know this. This is one of his strengths. He has power, and he's quick. He's
quick. Yeah.
He didn't even need to take a back foot there. I know he was quick go back and forth.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, Mick, the power of Malone. Your man was just stationary.
Yeah, and he hurt him with punches that he didn't even get clean on him. Like he didn't, you know. So yeah, he's.
So I don't think we've like, obviously he's a top fighter. What I'm saying is I don't think we've seen enough of him yet.
Yeah, I think there's no question he looks very dangerous.
Yeah.
He's a very dangerous fighter, you know. But as you said, we just want to see him going in against one of the top guys now. Well,
yeah.
Let's see him going in against the top 10.
Dillian
Whyte is not a top 10 heavyweight.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He wasn't. He's not a top 10 heavyweight in the last 2 years at least.
No.
So
we want to see that. Let's see him against the top 10 heavyweight. And now I do fancy him very highly. I rate him very highly now. I have to say he's a serious fighter.
I don't expect Moses Itauma to stand there and let Dillian Whyte hit him just to make it a good fight for the likes of us sitting down in the couch here. What I mean is, give him someone competitive. Give him a fella there who's flying fit, who's in his prime.
Caballero,
exactly. That's it. But there's a few fights out there for him. I hope to make it. Well, he's there now.